What's going on, your Yankees fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or video drops. Hope you guys are doing well. I am, but I'm not. Man, does this feel like a series that we've seen before? Does it feel like a movie we've seen before? It is. You could directly relate it in some standards, in some ways, to the first Red Sox series. And from the jump on Friday night, I knew this was going to be a long series. And what happened? We lost all three games in Boston. With that being said, I do want to remark one thing. Unfortunately, me and Sox Arizona could not come up on a time to do stuff because it's tough. You know, we live 2-3 hours in terms of time, not in terms of like hours away from each other. I'm pretty sure that is not, Arizona to New York, but he lives in Arizona. I live in New York. Obviously the time is different in terms of West time, Eastern Standard Time, and that's a very tough thing to do. But shout outs to him. We're probably going to collab on another Red Sox series recap once the All-Star break is over, because that's who the Yankees play coming out of the All-Star break. Let's hope something happens, I swear to God. With that being said, going back to what I said before, from the jump, we knew this series was going to be a tough one. And from the jump on Friday, we knew this series was not going to be a great one for the Yankees. The pitching was bad. And this is just general thoughts before we go into chronological order and stats and stuff like that. We needed the offense to do what they did to Kansas City. And it's funny because Kansas City beat Boston. We beat Kansas City. We lost to Boston. Boston beat us in 3 games. So tell me how that chronological series of events works out. I don't know. It's called a year after a pandemic, I guess. I don't know. I don't have the answers, guys. It's kind of like the NFC East in 2020. It's kind of a weird circle of events, but let me not throw you guys off to the side. Let's talk about this. Game 1, it was between Domingo Germán and Martin Perez, former Rangers pitcher. He is a left-hander, and I must say, they don't have any bad left-handers, at least from what I know. I'm not like a Red Sox fan. I don't do reports on them, but Martin Perez didn't really pitch that bad. I mean, he got himself in a couple of sticky situations, causing him to leave the game early. But with that being said, let's go down chronologically. Bogaerts puts the Red Sox up in the first inning with a 2-run double to center field, timely hitting. Hunter Renfroe extends the lead with his own double, 3-0. And then in the second inning, the Yankees, they load the bases but waste the first 2 outs. Something they did do, which was good, they showed a little fight early, is Frazier walks in a run. Then DJ LeMahieu singles to right, and it's suddenly a tie game at 3. With that being said, first and third, well, it actually was first and third after the error, but Domingo Germán, he is another one of those players that it's kind of like Gary Sanchez pre this whole good stretch thing with Gary, that he takes himself out of the game once he makes a couple of errors. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Obviously, that happens in the game. People and players are too hard on themselves as athletes, but he's one of those players that takes himself out of the game as well. And I know there's a lot of comments out there, and we'll talk about it towards the end, because on this channel, you don't get just my perspective of the way the players are playing. You're getting the perspective of the fan base. And I ain't too happy with the fan base right now. I'm not going to be honest with you. Because there's a lot of bipolarness. Apologies to people who actually have that disorder, but there's a lot of, uneven feelings. There's a lot of switched feelings. It's a mess. With that being said, Hunter Renfroe hit a sac fly, timely hitting in the third. The Red Sox take the lead 4-3. Andujar singles, but Phil Nevin, that one night Carlos Mendoza sent the one runner home, and he got critiqued, meaning Phil Nevin, he wasn't on the field, but here he got critiqued, and damn well, nobody outs. Why are you sending the runner home? It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and I don't care if you think that Hunter Renfroe has the worst arm in the MLB. I don't care what the miles per hour, the analytics say. You don't send him home and have the first out at home. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but obviously that's the coaches not thinking. With that being said, obviously he gets thrown out at home. Yankees knock out Perez after 3 2/3 innings. Obviously, it kind of showed that was really, I don't know, it didn't work. It wasn't worth anything because after that, the Red Sox did not give up any runs. Behind Perez was that guy Sawamura. It was Garrett Whitlock, Adam Ottavino, and then Matt Barnes, their closer. Unfortunately, during the game in the 8th inning, when we actually saw this guy, Zach Britton suffered a lower body injury. He is now on the IL. I believe he has some sort of hamstring strain. If not, I am wrong. Christian Vazquez hits an RBI single, extends the lead in the bottom of the 8th, 5-3. After 2 runners get on, Frazier strikes out, and DJ grounds into a double play. In the 9th inning, once again, no timely hitting, no fundamentals, and I keep going back on this. A lot of the geeks out there, and I hate to use that word, but I honestly, at this point, there is no better word to describe them. The geeks will say, oh, it's OPS, it's this, that, and the other thing. No, it's fundamentals and the fact you don't have any fucking left-handed hitters. I'm sorry, but you're going to hear me curse a couple times in this video because I'm so sick and tired of people coming out here and being emotionally unstable with certain players, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then the same robot answers from Aaron Boone. Consistency, stuff like that. Shut the hell up, please. 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position and 7 runners left on base. So obviously, that's not a good game coming off. However, this is probably the game they most fought in this series at all. I mean, they had a tie game at this point, or at least in the 2nd inning, and it wasn't 0-0. You know, the only ties in the next 2 games were 0-0. You know, and didn't even last long, probably, because I think they scored in the bottom of the 1st on the Saturday game. If they didn't, they scored in the 2nd and the 3rd very fast, and then the bottom of the 1st in the 3rd game with Garrett Cole pitching. So we'll talk about that stuff, but that closes out Game 1. Game 2, obviously not that much better. Jordan Montgomery, Nathan Eovaldi. I think ex-teammates, actually, if I'm not mistaken. 2017, if Eovaldi was still on the team, I think he was, because he was part of that Marlins trade, if I'm not mistaken. If he wasn't, then I sincerely apologize. With that being said, the broadcasters were so bad in this game, and I understand, you know, I'm straying away from the topic, but, like, I honestly think, and I've tweeted this out several times, I think Joe Davis, the Fox sportscaster, is completely underrated. You know, they have like some of these other guys doing broadcasts that are not even good. You know, they have Vasgersian. I don't even know if he does Fox or some sort of Fox anymore. He probably doesn't because he's now with ESPN and he does the Angels on occasion. But Joe Davis is underrated. And looking off of this broadcast, he wasn't. If he was overrated. But with that being said, the guy next to him, Eric Karros, like, what was the strategy? What was the color analyzing? I mean, it was just bad. But with that being said, after LeMahieu gets on base, Judge grounds out into a double play that, once again, is no surprise. Red Sox work Montgomery and get 2 runs in the 2nd inning, thanks to a Bogart single, a Devers walk, a Renfroe single that obviously put the bases loaded, Enrique Hernandez sac fly, and a Bobby Dahlbeck sac fly. Here is my problem with the Dahlbeck sac fly. That is just beyond first base a little bit. And if the runner was as fast as Billy Hamilton, I could understand. But Luke Voit ran out of effort on that play. There is a play from the 80s, and I'm not mistaking here, where Don Mattingly, and obviously it's better for a left-hander as a left-handed first baseman to transition, but at least show some effort. There was a play from the 80s. I think it was against the Angels in like 1983 or something like that. Don Mattingly catches the ball, flips, gets the runner out at home on a similar sac fly. So I'm not making comparisons, oh, Mattingly does this, Voit does this, but the fundamentals, the little league stuff that's missing from this team, this common sense lack thereof, is just mind-boggling, and it's very tiring to basically remark on. With that being said, Red Sox hit with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. The Yankees shift and fail to get Renfroe at first. Once again, why would you shift with 2 outs? This is, again, stupid. And it's also on the MLB's part. I'm not going to really blame the MLB all that much. But they're like, oh, we're going to test in the minor leagues to get rid of the shift. Yeah, what job are you doing right now? Because I just went to a Cyclones game, and they were shifting. So what level are you doing it in? And why do you have to test to get rid of the shift? Why can't you just get rid of it? I mean, seriously, other than double play shifting and just straight up defense, I don't understand what the need is there. And by the way, also get rid of the stupid 5 infielders, the 4 outfielders. Get rid of that. Completely ban that, because I think that's stupid. It doesn't work to anybody's advantage, and it's just analytical bugs being geeks. Sorry, Kevin Cash and Charlie Montoyo. Actually, no, it wasn't Montoyo. It was actually Dave Martinez for a little bit, because there was that one play against the Nationals where Gleyber Torres hit a chopper. It was like 5 infielders, 6 infielders, whatever, and obviously the rest is history. But with that being said, why you gotta sit here and shift with 2 outs? I mean, that's, once again, stupid. Renfroe easily beat that out. With that being said, Xander Bogaerts extends the lead with sac fly, 4-0 in the 7th. LeMahieu, I love you, but every time you hit a homer, I swear to God, it's bad luck. Swear to God. He hits a homer, opposite field, 4-1 from there. The Yankees knocked out Hirozaku Sawamura, the 30-something-year-old from Japan, with a couple of walks. Obviously good at bats there. Judge, Sanchez, and Stanton. And then Yankees waste that opportunity. Luke Voit, a very disappointing player in this series, because you saw him light up once he got off the IL against the Royals, and then he comes in here and he just does terrible. I'm sorry, but that's just facts. He didn't really do anything of meaning, and he ran out of effort at times. Sorry, but that's the way it was. Grounds out, Yankees waste another opportunity. DJ LeMahieu cuts the lead in half, technically gets both Yankee RBIs. He hits a single up the middle. Then, after an interesting at-bat, Judge strikes out against his former teammate, Adam Ottavino, on a pitch that was outside. And I get it, there's some pitches that are too close to take, and I know Jordan Baker had kind of a weird strike zone in terms of inside-outside, but that pitch was never being a strike. That was outside. It wasn't in the lefty batter's box, but that was nearly on the white. Why are you swinging at that? I don't know. With that being said, 9 left on base, 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Jordan Montgomery, as for him, he pitched 6 innings. So they didn't rock him too hard. Albert Abreu came in after. And it's honestly, I'll talk about this more at the end, but I'm starting to grow a bigger annoyance, for a lack of better words, with these prospects and the way the Yankees are using them. I've said this for a while, and they might just be bargaining chips at this point. So Yankees lose this game 4-2, and then we go to the final game, which I actually didn't watch the second half because I went to a Cyclones game. Someone got tickets, but that game obviously was 3-0 Jersey Shore Blue Claws. We'll talk about that on the Boys in Big Apple podcast, but all went downhill from the bottom of the first. Kike Hernandez homers on the first pitch and puts it over the Green Monster. 1-0. Then after a double and a walk, Rafael Devers, he goes the same way. And this ain't, Domingo Germán pitching. This ain't Michael King pitching. This is Garrett Cole-Ace. And I get it, he has some off days and stuff like that. And it's a shame because the Yankees are 8-8 with him on the mound now. It's a shame because it's either, it's a lot of things. And it's the same shit over and over again. With that being said, with 2 on, 1 out, Judge strikes out and Luke Voit grounds out. Once again, no timely hitting. Runners in scoring position. We keep not doing anything. Luke Voit, once again, he has been the major spoiler of these situations in this series. Prove me wrong. With that being said, JD Martinez, he plants one in the center field in the 3rd. Gleyber Torres makes an idiotic error. There's twice he was only marked down for 1 error. I mean, he was trying to be Derek Jeter on 1, throws it away, almost goes to second. I think it was Xander Bogaerts, actually. And then the second time, Danny Santana was going to be safe. But again, a routine ball hit right to you, you have a lot of time. So I don't understand why you're not throwing that on point to the first baseman. So it's going to be interesting, these trade talks and the stuff that's going to come out of some people's mouths regarding Torres and stuff like that. And I'll tell you guys something at the end regarding a conversation I had with somebody who I don't necessarily agree with all the time because I don't honestly know the philosophy he thinks with. With that being said, Christian Vasquez hits a sac fly, timely hitting, 6-0 in the third. Despite Danny Santana beating out a ball, obviously marked on the Gleyber Torres error, which should be marked as an error in my opinion. Aaron Judge puts one over the Green Monster in the sixth. That is the only 2 runs that the Yankees ended up scoring. That was 6-2. Then the Yankees blow a bases-loaded opportunity with 1 out. First, it started with Andujar walk, a Frazier single, a Sanchez single, pinch hit single, or it might have been a walk actually. LeMahieu strikes out on a pitch that's literally right down the middle, so I don't know how you're not adjusting to the plate. And then Judge pops out to Danny Santana first. So obviously, once again, no timely hitting, no fundamentals, no whatsoever. Then Devers knocks in his 4th RBI of the game with an RBI single, 7-2, with 2 outs. Hitting with 2 outs, something the Yankees cannot do. With that being said, Vasquez, the next inning, plants one over the Green Monster. And then Enrique Hernandez doubles. Same person. I don't know what his preferred name is now because there's a lot of players who end up changing their names. It's still the same person, the leadoff hitter, Hernandez. Red Sox extend the lead 9-2. Over 5 with runners in scoring position. 7 runners left on base. Obviously, Yankees 8-8 with Garrett Cole on the mound. And let's put this in perspective here. I know there's a lot of people out there who really like Michael Kay. I used to like him a lot. I don't now, honestly, because I think there are points where me and him disagree, and I think he's just very, very nasty in his tone. I think ever since the pandemic started and the fans and stuff like that. But we'll get to that. My thing is, with the Yes Network, you need to stop. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Michael Kay bringing it up. I'm pretty sure it's, I'm pretty sure it's the Yes Network. Stop it with these 2009 comparisons. Stop. I get it to kind of lift up the spirits of Yankee fans and stuff like that, all making the playoffs and stuff like that. Stop with the 2009 comparisons. Stop. Because different manager, different players, different philosophy. You had Joe Girardi, you had guys like Nick Swisher, Derek Jeter, Mark Teixeira, Johnny Damon, others, and you also had a different manager, different philosophy. If I didn't mention that already. You were hard on the players. That's what Joe Girardi was there for. And, the Red Sox, they did a pretty good job against the Yankees, in the first half of 2009, but the Yankees came back and won the next 9 games or something like that. You know what? I'm really sick and tired of hearing this. And let's move into our final, series takeaways and stuff like that. The Yankee fans are at a point where I've seen Giant fans like this over the past year of content creating. And it's sad because when you start losing, fans intend to kind of make war with each other, like a civil war in terms of their fan base, because they don't know what the problem is, they don't know what the answer is, and then they just spurt. I've seen shit over the past weekend that Gary Sanchez haters are racist. I don't talk politics on the channel. I don't talk anything of that sorts, but it is seemingly disrespectful to actually come out here, and I've seen this. I'm not mentioning any names, but there is multiple people saying, oh, Gary Sanchez haters are racist. Okay, so for the people that critique him, they're racist, right? But let me guess, the people who critique Domingo Germán and constantly want him out of here and actually don't have a solid platform, are they racist too? It's really... And then, listen, the ranting on fan pages and stuff like that, that's coming another day because there is a lot of people who think their shit don't stink when they actually do. I saw this one thing, and I'll actually mention him. I don't care. New York Sports Central on Instagram, and my friend Sean, who's on the Boys in the Big Apple podcast, he texted it to me, and basically the guy said, Garrett Cole, you spider tack using fraud. Okay, so if he's a spider tack using fraud, why are you still a Yankee fan? Why are you indicating that you're still a fan and that you are pretty much a fan of his and the whole team? And if he's a spider tack using fraud, then how did he strike out Josh Donaldson? How did he seemingly do well against the Twins? I understand that they're, not the greatest team, but if he's not in control, then how did the Twins not hit? Sorry, that's the way it is. And also another thing, I don't hate Gary Sanchez. I never hate a player. But the way the fan base is depicting this guy is excruciating. And whether or not he's up to my standards or anyone else's, he is not going to get the job done by himself. I don't care whether he's the worst hitter, the best hitter, whatever. I don't care if he's either or. Okay? He basically, if you want to put it into perspective, the OBJ of this team right now. Carrying. Other than the Red Sox series, because he didn't really have any meaningful hits, as in like RBI, stuff like that. People are attacking Aaron Boone, Garrett Cole with the personal catcher. Let me ask this, and this is not defending anybody, obviously. I would be the last person to defend Aaron Boone. If Garrett Cole did not succeed with a personal catcher, what makes you think he's going to succeed with Sanchez behind the plate? And another question, if Sanchez was behind the plate, how much carrying would he have to do to lift this offense? This isn't the NFL. This isn't tennis, okay? This ain't tennis where it's just a one-player sport or whatever, not even a team sport. It's a team sport. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever sports you want to talk about. It's a team sport. It's not about one person. So if people want to make it about Gary Sanchez or whatever, listen, he's having a great stretch so far. Hopefully continues. It really kind of stalled this series because of opportunities and stuff like that. But let's note that he can't do everything himself. It's not all about him. It has to be about the rest of the lineup. This isn't, once again, just to remark this off. Just to, put it out there. This is not the Giants with OBJ. OBJ was putting up individual stats every season while the Giants kept losing. Gary Sanchez, right now, he's putting up good stats. Now, it obviously stalled just a pinch in the Boston series. But with that being said, even if he did put up some good numbers, what the fuck does it mean if this team ain't doing shit? I'm just going to put that into perspective because a lot of these Yankee fans are actually Giant fans too. Obviously, they'll remember that, but they'll get a harsh reminder and a rude awakening. With that being said, also, Luke Voit in the pitching, a major disappointment. Every possible situation almost ruined by Luke Voit. Or I should say almost every situation was ruined by Luke Voit. Groundouts, pop-outs, strikeouts, this thing and that thing. We had 13 strikeouts today as a squad. Total of, 3 for Stanton, 2 for Voit. The only player that didn't strike out is Andujar. And I'm pretty sure he got a walk. He didn't even get a hit. And my point is also the pitching is a major disappointment because though the offense was not backing them up, which is a fact, Garrett Cole didn't pitch well, Jordan Montgomery didn't pitch well, and Domingo Germán didn't pitch well. So my final thoughts to kind of this video is this. Stay consistent with your platform and think logically. And don't declare a civil war on your fan base. Because I've seen it way too many times with the Giants. I'm seeing the same exact movie now with the New York Yankees. Once again, I said this in my last video, the video before that, whatever, that I miss Giants fans right now. I miss football season. Because as of right now, Yankee fans are making Giant fans look good. And we all know how spoiled Giant fans can be. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, turn on that notification button so you get notified when the live stream pops or video drops. Boys in the Big Apple podcast, 8:10 p.m., discussing a lot of topics. We made comebacks to sports events this past weekend and even before that. We'll talk about that. The Yankees, the NBA playoffs, who's going to make it to the finals, stuff like that. A lot of fun stuff. Memory stream. If you guys haven't already, check out that trailer. A lot of interesting things coming up on this channel. It's not stopping. The train ain't stopping yet. With that being said, guys, peace out. See you later.